Welcome to this channel. The channel is for education and culture based on historical and scientific evidence. So those who do not want to face the truth, please do not continue on to watch this video. So a few videos ago, I shared with the world that in past 120 years, by evidence that show no internal development or training or contents in Wing Chun. So today's Wing Chun Xiu Lim Tao, there is no internal there. So after that, I expect many Wing Chun friends around the world to message me, to question me, and so forth. And yes, it happened. That's why today I make this video to share with you. Internal is not just a term. Internal is not just some kind of Tai Chi or this and that. Internal is a technology. Internal have its process steps of development. Do Wing Chun 1850 have internal? Yes. Yes. And today we already know the process. We have the the uh, the details content. And if we look back to past 120 years from the videos, from the photo, from the writing, there is none, which is presenting what the 1850s Wing Chun's internal technology. And in fact, people do not develop it. That's why you don't see it in their body. See, in the last video I shared with everybody, like in the DKU case, your art is within your body. A judoka who practice judo, even though if you put him in the, say, boxing match, you can see his body is different compared with the boxer who is training boxing. Same with internal art. One can quote Tai Chi, Yi Jing, Pa Gua, all the sort of stuff. But still, if you never train in it, it can be seen, it can be scanned out by experienced eyes. So today, I like to share with the world. In 1850 Xiu Lim Tao sets, there's internal. Internal have 3 steps there. 3 steps. Okay. The first step is nurture. Nurture the qi, nurture the energy. The second step is transportations of the body, the 6 core elements. So one need to know the synchronizations of the 6 core elements. The third is the issuing the force or the strength, or today many of us call it fajing. Now, the fajing part, if you watch my video yesterday on the sunlit body strength, the fajing part is belong to that part. That's for the impulse momentum handling and those fighting part. In the beginning, for the recovery, for the development, one need to go into the nurture chi and the transportation. So the idea is like analogy, like you charge up your battery so you have energy, which is the step one. The second, you got the circuits all hook up properly and be able to get the electric energy to running through. The third one is to be able to use it. Okay. So yesterday we talked about the random unstable recycling momentum. That is on the third part. Okay. If you want to talk about martial art, you need to have that third part. Otherwise, forget about it. Okay. So that's why I share with you that part yesterday, that basic part. Now let's look into the prior two parts, the nurture chi and the transportations. So the first is yang, nurture. The second is yun, transport. Okay. The third is the yong, applications, apply, which is your fudging, your body, strength, and so forth, so forth. So you have these three steps. Now, number one thing, of course, you're going to challenge me saying that, well, Hendrik, where is this? What you prove and so forth. Well, let me share with you. If you have the Wing Chun Inception, the writing of the 1850s Xiu Lim Tao, in the first part here, you can see that at the first, this is nurture chi. That's why in this book, there's the nurture chi. So, like this Wi-Fi here, and as I share here, in the nurture chi, okay, so one need to know that, how to do that, how to practice that, how to develop that. And then, if one get to say, for example, Y11 here, Y11. Y11 here is a single horizontal and double press handling accord to breathing. That handling. Here you say that, okay, this is yin, the handling, the yin, the transportations. Now, but one need to know the synchronization of your entire body. For example, this. In order to do the transportations. Only when after one be able to do the transportation, then when one use the strength like I showed yesterday, I shared yesterday on the Sun Li, when the strike, then you use that thing because you already develop, nurture the energy, you have transportation, circulation, synchronizations, and you already ready, like your circuit is complete ready, then you use it. Now without this, what internal? What internal? So that's why this creed is really important. When I bring, when I say I transfer the technology of Wing Chun, ancient Wing Chun, to the United States, I'm not kidding. Okay, that's why today I share with you that your nurture, your transportations, and then your applications. So as in here, nurture chi states. So this is seven balls and forceful handling. Those are the transportations state, and then impulse momentum handling state. All this is the application states. We know the physiology, and of course, everything is based on the classic. All based on classic. Now, so we know the applications. You watched my video yesterday on the basic of Wing Chun, where you have suddenly you have this random unstable, random imbalance, recycling, momentum handling, and so forth, so forth. There's the third part. Okay, so watch that video if you want to watch that. You want to know about the third part. Now, let's get into the nurture chi. When you practice your Xiu Lim Tao, the first thing is to nurture chi. As I put in here, explain what is nurture chi and the process. And of course, you have to handle your six core element. Now, in that book, the Wing Chun Inception, the nurture chi is done in laying flat down, laying down flat. And of course, now we can use the fitness tracker to track whether we get in or not, namely our heart rate. Heart rate variability, it will change if you can get in the nurture chi states or the recovery states. Now, how do you do it? Stand up, standing. Because your Xiu Lim Tao is not laying down there to practice. Your Xiu Lim Tao, you need to stand. Okay, so when you stand in your Yi Ji Kao Miang Ma, if you want to do nurture chi, guess what? You have to be able to get in the state like you do it laying down, like in the Wing Chun Inception book. Meaning, when we stand here, we want to let the body be able to balance and handle itself up to the point that like I can sleep standing, sleeping standing with the lower abs breathing. So the body has to be so loose that you are practically like sleeping while you're standing up and you have the lower abs breathing. And at that time, you quiet down. And your body will sway because you're human, all is dynamic and loose up. Your mind quiet down. So the details is in my book that Wing Chun Inceptions. It in that book it share how you can do it laying down, sleep laying down. So that's easier to get into laying down to get to that state of the nurture chi. As for the standing, you clamping your knee this way, you put a triangle shape, guarantee you never get there. You tucking your tailbone, guarantee you never get there. So you look around for past 120 years, who can do standing sleeping with the lower abs breathing? Say for how long? Say at the very beginning, 20 minutes. You just let it go. Let the entire thing dynamically run by itself. Now, one key point is your weight has to be in the yang side. That's why it's called the ladder to clamping yang stance. No tucking tailbone, no thinking about this dantian, that dantian. No, the first thing is you must get into the state like sleeping. Anybody want to have a taste on this or experience on that state? Get the Wing Chun Inception book, do the N1 laying down. Then you know that state. And once you know that state, see whether you be able to stand up and get into that state. Now the chances is most people cannot do it. Why? Because as soon as your body, lower part of body and joints tense up, you cannot breathe. You cannot breathe deep. You cannot get into the sleep state. You have to be able to have all these joints and all this handling really loons up. So you'll be able to handle it. Look past 120 years. How many can get there? Up to today, in terms of writing, there's none. In terms of photo, picture, and all those things, there is none. You see people taking opium left and right. You see people as womanizing left and right. Are you kidding? You want to nurture the chi, you do those things? Of course, you're not going to get there. Talking philosophy is not going to get there. So the first thing is, can one standing up, sleeping with lower abs breathing? That's the nurture chi. Without that, you'll be able to stand 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes. Forget about it. Because if you cannot do that, you cannot aware of your six core element. You cannot aware of it. When you be able to do that standing sleeping, you are so lightweight, you can aware of your six core element. Of course, at the beginning, you only aware really crudely, cautiously, not very fine, very deep, but you're aware of it. The more you can get inside there in the nurture chi, the more you're aware of your body. See, I don't want to talk about energy. What's the point to talk about energy when you cannot get into that state? Your lower part body is not trained. Six core element: body, mind, breathing. Couldn't even get past breathing. So what's the point to get into on top of the breathing is what? Is your chi. What's the point to talk about whatever we not even know what is going on the basic? So you need to get there. So that is the yang qi. The nurture is the zhanzhuang state. You get into that, you just get into your body loose, your mind quiet down, your breathing natural and deep. And then your breathing will reach up like your entire body is breathing. Okay? That's the first level. Again, you see past 120 years. How many have that? If they don't get to that state, they cannot teach because they don't even know what it is. We can keep making up things by philosophy, Yi Jing, Ba Gua, Tai Chi, whatever, but you cannot do it. Today, in the scientific world, using the tracker right away, it can be detected. Can you handle your breathing? Can you handle your heart rate? Nobody can cheat anybody anymore with the scientific. Now, on top of that, yang qi, you start to aware of your body. When you start to aware of body, you're aware of your breathing, you're aware of your meridians. So when you do 小念頭, you're aware of your meridians. If you do something wrong, you feel that there is a resistance, oppositions. That is the first state when you start to do transportation, the 运气 or 运身. Transport your qi actually is synchronize, transport your six core element there. Now you don't do fa jing. You just want to make sure your circuit is worked properly. Now, say we all like to talk about the 三百法. This is internal, right? Well, in the 三百法, after you nurture your qi, when you do 三百法, you can feel the entire thing link up. The first is your physical, joint by joint, it link up. If you try to use this immobile elbow or this angle, that angle, or you put your joint this way, you drop that. Because you know that once you do that, your body will break apart. It cannot function as one anymore. Now, after one be able to handle that the body can function as one, then the breathing, and you can feel that if anything, when you go through the yin meridians and the yang meridians, if something is not smooth, not flown there, you feel that. Like if you have a improper handling of the joints, you feel something stuck there, or it's not as smooth. And you can feel that your sinews, when you press out and you move in, you can feel the entire thing. So that's what they call transportation. You transport the physical out with the synchronizations out, you get it back. So you're playing that dynamically. You are playing like your muscles tensions. Yes, you do have tension there. It's not just soft. It's a dynamic stuff. You are transporting the handling the tension part by part like a wave, and with that you can feel that you can aware that whether this transportations is smooth or not, and will you be able to handle your force so that it is evenly traveling outward and inward. And when you do that, will we be able to really refine that thing? That is a matter of kung fu. At the beginning, it's just a course. So it's like piecewise linear until it is smooth. It is a curvature. It's no longer piecewise linear when you do this thing with your body, your six core element. That's the second. So, in past 120 years, have anybody tell you this? Go check in all the record writing, videos, and everything. The answer is no. Why? Because once you have developed that, your body can show. Okay? And the third part, when you get into here, you play the force flow. You play the intra-abdominal pressure because you need to stabilize your core. It shows. So that is the internal of Wing Chun. Now I'm saying this today not to saying that I'm the grandmaster, I know it all. No, I just tell you that this technology exists and is already transferred to America. And so with the yesterday's, the basic where you need to handle the random imbalance, recycling momentum, penetrate, attack the low part body, penetrate. With this, what I'm sharing with you, that's the big picture of the Wing Chun training. Only with this, it is the beginning of Wing Chun training. Let's not talk about what grandmaster, whatever, those kind of big thing. So it's just like a judoka need to do all the conditioning, need to do all the start from ogushi, ippon shonage. Then you got to shodan, first degree black belt. That is just the beginning, called shodan. So you need to have this, what I'm sharing with you, the internal part and the application part to get into shodan in the judo language. Do we have it? Or we all have the only words and everybody translate whatever they want. And in Tai Chi concept, this is smooth, soft. Who say that everything is soft? It's loose. Well, when I want to transport my hand, is it loose? Sure, it's loose. But within loose, there's many things there. If I don't have the loose entire body, I not be able to aware. But then when I am aware of this entire body, then there are things there. With this, I have to adjust. So it's not like song. Song is everything. Forget about it. Do you know how to nurture your chi? Do you know how to do the transportations? Can you even sleep standing? Say sleep 5 minutes. Can you do that? Is that just because of your song? Of course it's not. It is all technology and skill. So this is what I like to share with you. Don't be naive. The ancient is really deep in their technology. And also, I like to do a disclaimer here. The reason I'm sharing this is because I don't want this technology to lose. I want the entire world to know this thing exists. But I'm not saying that I'm the grandmaster. I'm not. I'm just an investigator to tell the world by evidence now that we know what's going on. We can prove it with science. So here on, they're no longer just making all the empty claim. So this is what I like to share with you today. I know it's hard for many people. But hey, you want truth or you want sweet talk? 我徐晓东 care for your sweet talk. And these few days, you see how many people bang at DKU? Do you think all those people will buy into your sweet talk? It's time to show the technology. Not that, oh, I'm the best fighter. As Chi Chi Guang said, you keep learning, you keep improving. It's not a matter of which grandmaster, who is the grandmaster. It's the matter of We need to know what it is, solid on the foundation. Step by step, we go upward, progress. So with this, finally, stop the ijikamyangma like that. Stop the structure. Stop the tucking tailbone. It never works. It's violating the human body. The ancient have said that that is not the way. The science prove it by scientific data.